I remember growing up myself in LA County and not seeing poetry so visible in my community. And I just was so fortunate to get to work in a bookstore with a boss who was the lead singer of a renowned LA punk band, and got a chance to be introduced to the writings of Jorge Luis Borges and Baraka and Burroughs, and really have that experience of discovery through language. It's what makes me so excited about launching our inaugural Poet Laureate for the city of Chicago. Woo woo! Making poetry in our city more visible and accessible to all Chicagoans. And at the Chicago Public Library, we are dedicated to connecting our city to the power of poetry through our extensive collection and programs like Poetry Fest. We are committed to providing opportunities for everyone to learn and discover, but youth also have a special place in our library's heart. It's why programs like UMedia, where young people from throughout Chicago get to come to our libraries to learn and discover alongside their peers, alongside librarians and mentors. And it's why this year we're so excited to announce not only our first ever Poet Laureate, but a longtime teaching artist in Avery R. Young. Hey. Woo, woo! I want to take a moment to thank some of the partners who made this possible. Our Mayor, Lori Lightfoot, the Commissioner of the Department of Cultural Affairs and Special Events, Aaron Harkey, and the President of the Poetry Foundation, Michelle Boone, who brought together their teams to put forward this inaugural effort. And of course, our talented Chicago Public Library staff for all their work in planning this event today. We are grateful for their efforts and our city's investment in our poet community. And now it's my pleasure to introduce someone who's a champion for youth in Chicago, for youth creativity, and for youth using their voice to define their future and the future of our city. Please join me in a warm Poetry Fest welcome for our First Lady, Amy Eshelman.
I gotta check my watch. Good afternoon. Happy early Poetry Month, Chicago. It's so great to see you all here today to celebrate Poetry Month, but also to celebrate the amazing Avery R. Young. I just want to thank the Commissioner for that really kind introduction, and for your tireless and innovative leadership of the Chicago Public Library. I also want to congratulate you. Big news yesterday, the announcement of 3 new branch libraries coming to Humboldt Park, back of the yards, and Woodlawn. It doesn't happen in cities across the country every day, so Chicago loves its libraries. It is a real personal honor and joy for me to be home here at the Chicago Public Library to celebrate Avery. And as Chris mentioned, I want to also thank the partners who built this program. In addition to Commissioner Brown and the great team at the Chicago Public Library, again, Erin Harkey and her amazing team at DCASE, and the Poetry Foundation and its president, Michelle Boone. I also want to recognize and thank Alderman David Moore of the mighty 17th Ward for your leadership in supporting this initiative. Thank you, Alderman Moore. You know, now more than ever in our city, it's critical to invest and support the efforts of Chicago's vibrant, creative community. And I am extremely proud of Lori's commitment to uplifting the arts sector, especially our artists, authors, poets, and creatives, who have been our voice and our conscience over the difficult last few years. You are the heart and soul of Chicago, leading us on the complicated journey of healing and recovery. Last year, Lori, in partnership with Commissioner Harkey and DCASE, increased the budget for DCASE from $2.7 million to $12.7 million. It's a transformational $10 million increase that fueled 630 grants across 7 programs, and most importantly, grantees in all 77 neighborhoods in Chicago. And 2023 began with the announcement of an additional $11 million to arts organizations through the Chicago Arts Recovery Program. And we've got more to come, so we're excited about that. So yesterday I happened to read a quote by Adrian Matika, editor of Poetry Magazine, who said in a recent interview with CNN, I think it was just a couple days ago, "A poem allows us to amplify our own voices when other people turn the volume down." He added, "It goes right into the ear and straight to the heart." I think Adrian's description perfectly encapsulates the poetry and the art of Avery R. Young. As Commissioner Brown mentioned, Avery is an award-winning poet, born and raised on the South Side.
West Side!
West Side, I mean, oh my God!
West Side!
I knew it, I was just gonna say Austin. Why did I say South Side?
But I gotta clear it up. I gotta clear it up.
Because we know the West Side is the... That's right. Oh my God, I am so mortified by that. He's never gonna forgive me.
Oh, you about to tear this place up.
I know. I am never gonna be asked back here again. Austin. That's right. Austin. Oh my God. He's an educator. I got to get it together now. He's an educator, composer, performer, writer, producer, and I would add energizer. His work spans the genres of music, performance, visual arts, and literature. With more than 2 decades as a teaching artist, he has mentored generations of young poets and artists and inspired so many to tell their own stories. Avery is also the co-director of the Floating Museum, a collective that explores how art, community architecture, and public institutions can work together. And this fall, I cannot wait for the Floating Museum to reveal their latest work. This is a rehearsal as part of the 5th edition of the Chicago Architecture Biennial. Over the next 2 years as Chicago's Poet Laureate, Avery will have the opportunity to connect with Chicagoans and help define what it means to weave poetry into the fabric of our city. It is now my honor to present, straight from the West Side, Chicago's Poet Laureate, Avery R. Young.
She was about to get it towed up in here. No, thank you all. Thank you all. The situation really is, so we can get it clear. Yes, when I was born, we lived on 6731 South Peoria, so that's Inglewood. Oh, nope. I keep trying to tell y'all, but I was raised on the west side of Chicago. Come on, the 1400 block of Linda, and right off Hirsch, and all that good stuff in between. How everybody doing? Thank you all for coming out here. I'm the Poet Laureate of Chicago, the first one. I am officially in the books. What my mama at? Hey, little Lily. Can you see me? Can you see me? Y'all give little Lily some love. 4 human beings came out. It's all good. So I'm going to do this, y'all. I know it's Saturday, but we about to go to Sunday morning real quick. Can we do Sunday morning real quick? Look, if I can't say a word, I'll just wave my hand. If I can't say a word, I'ma wave my hand. Oh. I wish I had a praying church. I ain't come here to get looked at, y'all. I know I'm fly. I know. But I'm gonna do some poems. This one here is called Lament. 1, 2, 1. Let's go, Deacon Boy. Ooh, Lord, I wonder why I can't find my eyes. Ooh, Lord, I wonder why my dress on fire. Preacher man preaching about the love to forgive. Sunday morning Birmingham, most beautiful as there is, then everything goes boom. Everything goes boom. Church and the steeple go boom. Ponytails by the sides, barrettes go boom. Second verse. Ooh, it's the city where I'll never grow. What a beautiful city. All the streets be paved with gold. That old preacher man preaching about the love to forgive. Sunday morning Birmingham, most beautiful as there is, then everything goes boom. I was drawing pretty pictures and I boomed. I meant to get one to my teacher, but I boomed. Bombed up my slipping showing cause there was a boom. Oh, and my daddy, I know he can stop the boom. And if you see my brother, tell him that I boomed. And if you see my sister, tell her that I boomed. I will do it for myself. I yeah. Oh, first there was white chicks and burning cross. Then the hoes and water hoes brother, tell him that I don't. And when you see my sister, tell her that I would do this for myself, but I can't find my eyes. I can't find my eyes. I can't. Were you there when they did what they did to that boy? Were you there when they did what they did to that boy? Were you there when they snatched him out him uncle's house? Were you there? They snatched him out of him uncle's house. Oh Lord, were you there when they led him to the wife? Were you there when they led him to the wife? Is this him? Is this him? Is this him? Carol, is this him? Is this him? Mrs. Bryan, is this him? Yeah! Carol, is this him? Is this him? Before there was a Karen, there was a Carol. The answer is this him? Were you there? Were you there when they led him to the barn? Were you there? Were you there when they led him to the barn? Oh, were you there? Were you there when they picked up a brick and played touchdown with a face? Were you there? Were you there? They picked up a brick and played touchdown with a face. Oh, were you there? Were you there when they took a fan belt, tied around his neck and threw him in the river? Hey, were you there when they took a fan belt, tied around his neck and threw him in the river? Hey, were you there to see your body wade in the water all the night long? Were you there? Were you there? Feel him body wade in the water all the night long. Were you there? Were you there when her mama got the call? Were you there? Were you there when her mama got the call? Hey, they got Emmett. They got Emmett. White boy done came in here and took him. We don't know what they gonna do with him, but they got Emmett. Were you there? Were you there? Hear but a scream till I got weak in the knees. Hey, hey, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, were you there? Hear mama made me scream till I got weak in the knees. Were you there? Were you there? See God cheering. Whoa, see him dressed in black. Were you there? Were you there? See God cheering. See him all dressed in black. Were you there? Were you there? Hear brothers cry. See sisters faint. Were you there? Were you there? Hear brothers cry. See sisters faint. Oh, were you there? Oh, were you there? That big old black boy bragged about what they had done. Oh, were you there? Were you there? Hear the white boys brag about what they had done. Oh, I got me one. I got me a green-eyed nigga. stuttering nigga, but that's what I'm getting for whistling at white women. Were you there? Were you there when the jury came back and said not guilty? Were you there? Are you here? Juries keep coming back saying not guilty. I don't think y'all heard me because I don't know what church you from, but when you hear something that is the truth, you should stand and witness. When you hear something that is the truth, you should at least say, right on, brother. If you hear that, all I want to know is who's going to run for him, who's going to raise him in church. I just want to know who's going to stand for him, who's going to march for him, who's going to write for him, who's going to die for him. But Chicago Public Library, it shows it's the Harold Washington Library. I choose to live. That's Harold Washington. That was Harold. Hey! I'm done. It's over with. It's over with. Hey. Oh my God. Thank you. Thank you. Alfonso Jones, Justin Dillard on his laptop ministry. We got a couple of deacons in the building tonight. Thank you all so much. Thank you all so much.
Wow, thank you so much. Way to get started. My name is Mariela Colon. I'm with the Adult Services Department here at the library, and we're now moving into the conversation part of our program. And I'm very pleased at this time to introduce our moderator, Dr. Eve L. Ewing. Dr. Eve L. Ewing is a writer, scholar, and cultural organizer from Chicago. She is the award-winning author of 4 books, the poetry collections Electric Arches and 1919. The nonfiction work Ghosts in the Schoolyard, Racism and School Closings on Chicago's South Side, and a novel for young readers, Maya and the Robot. She is a co-author with Nate Marshall of the play New Blue Memories, The Life of Gwendolyn Brooks. She has written several projects for Marvel Comics, most notably the Ironheart series, and is currently writing Black Panther. Just nothing, just writing. Ewing is associate professor in the Department of Race, Diaspora, and Indigeneity at the University of Chicago. Her work has been published in The New Yorker, The Atlantic, The New York Times, and many other venues. Currently, she is working on her next book, Original Sins, A Miseducation of Black and Native Children and the Construction of American Racism, which will be published by One World. So please welcome to the stage Dr. Eve L. Ewing.
Yo, my goodness. Oh, we. Y'all give it up for Eve Ewing one more time. See, y'all don't understand. Look, let me tell y'all something. Where your mama at? Hey, Sylvia. Hey, Sylvia Evie. Hey, Sylvia Ewing. Oh, I done put your name and her name together. Shut the door. Y'all look just alike.
But before,
anyway,
give it up one more time for Avery R. Young and the place to be.
This one. Thank you.
Oh. This is a really, I don't think people can really understand. I don't have words for what a privilege it is to be here having this conversation with you, because I come representing many. There are countless people with me in this room right now, countless people with us in this room right now, who, some of them whose names I'm sure you don't remember, who you have mentored, cared for, loved on, had their back, loved them when they did not love themselves, loved them when this city did not love them, loved them when this country did not love them, and raised them up. And so they are with us right now, and I get the honor of being one of your many nieces and nephews and nibblings and chosen little cousins and people whose behinds maybe you wanted to whoop sometimes.
Wow.
So thank you, and I love you.
I love you
so much.
You know what I'm saying? You trying to break a West Side
Sure.
brother all
Yes,
the
that
way
is my
down
goal.
right
That's my
now.
goal. Absolutely
I ain't
my goal.
trying to get these
Absolutely
people
my
tears.
goal. But we gotta keep on keeping on. So I want to start by asking you where you got that commitment from. So I learned what it meant to be a writer and a poet as a neighbor in the world from you. Yes. And I wonder from whom you got that, right? Who are some of the ancestors that you carry with you and people who taught you what it means to do this?
Like literally, a woman that would call us up and have a casket sitting on a corner somewhere to read poems and stop rain and the drug dealing. It was Brenda Matthews. So I can't say this. Smoke it, girl, smoke it. Yes, somebody better say something. Yes. Kent Foreman was like one of my first mentors. I remember performing at the Hot House, and I was a performer.
Put some up for the Hot House.
Right.
Two fingers up for the Hot House.
I was doing my thing. I could have all the way been in the. By the time I finished the poem, I could have been somewhere downstairs or in the street. And Bobby Kent was like, "Young man, don't ever walk out your light. As long as you are reading what you're reading and doing what you're doing, which is so important, don't ever get somewhere where somebody can't see you do it." Hey, Miss Gasiolis.
All the
Speaking
people
of
came out
this,
to
let me tell you something. Miss Gasiolis would drive me to Jewel when I had my part-time job after school. Miss Gasiolis would bring me to when this was not the Harold Washington Library for competitions and oration competitions and everything.
What
Because she
grade?
was
What
like,
grade?
this dude, oh my goodness, Miss Gasiolis is in the building. I just saying, I love you so much, Miss Gasiolis. Mama Maria McCrae. Wow. She was the one that was just keep coming to the. She was the one that keep coming to the over mics. We cannot be in the Harold Washington Library and not talk, Brother Mike.
That's right. Ashe.
No, y'all, I'm people for real. I'm people for real. And I mean, just so many others. Carolyn Rogers, Gwendolyn Brooks. It's just so been Mary Baraka. It's been so many people. It could have been so many people that could have been the first poet laureate. But and I got to shout out to Black Ice because I just found out in the dressing room it was Black Ice that went to Alderman Moore and was like, Chicago needs an alderman. Rom wasn't with it, but Lori was. So here we are. Boom, chicka, ding, ding, ding.
So you started to tell me right before we came in here that there was a funny story about how you found out that you was a poet laureate. And I said, don't tell me because I'm going to ask you on the stage. So now, I haven't screened the story, so I was told it was funny.
We had just had lunch. I got the call right after I jumped in my car and was driving back to the west side. West side?
Yes. From whence you came, yes.
We were on the south side.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
And you were having a conversation.
Yep.
I asked this one. I said, did you interview for the laureate?
Yeah.
And you was like, no, I took myself out the joint. I said, I nominated you. I wrote a letter. I thought I jammed that letter. And she was like, no, but me and Jamila was just talking, and we just think you'll be a perfect uncle. And didn't think nothing of that conversation, because what I said was, whoever it's going to be, I'll support. The city got to be behind them. And anybody know me, then that's really my thought. Right about it, and it's really cool. They have to figure it out anyway because it's the first one.
Right,
So it's like an iPhone. You don't want to get it when it first come out. Let the weekend pass and get some so them kinks can get up out of them and they can figure out what to do. Yes. And then show up the third or fourth one. Okay, show the third, but look at God. I'm mad about business. I'm mad about business driving. Ring, 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 ring. Hello? Hey, Avery. I'm going to send you an email.
When somebody calls you to tell you they're about to send you an email, when there's a pre-communication, it's a serious thing.
I still was like, I thought it was like at least about 3 or 4 other people that they were gonna send emails to. But when I saw the W-9, I'm like, okay. I'm like, it's me.
Jokes
When I
on
saw
you.
the W-9 form, I'm like, oh, that city don't send everybody a W-9. City don't send that to everybody. Not nobody they thinking about. You know, not nobody they thinking about. You the one. You the one. So that's what I found out. That's the funny story. We had just had lunch.
So it was a manifestation.
I guess so. I guess
Yes,
so.
It was meant to be.
We had just had lunch, and as I found out,
That's
directly
funny.
getting into the car. You're right.
So right before we came out, you know, I was asking you, are you going to sing or are you going to do some poems? And you said, well, what's the difference, right? They're the same thing to me.
Right.
And I wonder, and another thing you said was that it was very important to you that we just talk like this, right? Because people have a certain notion of what they think poetry is and who poetry is for. So could you talk a little bit about that? What poetry is to you, what poetry is not, and how you want to show that to people in this role?
So one of the things that I said in my letter nominating you was you need the poet laureate has to be somebody who's walking in so many other rooms outside of open mics and libraries and bookstores, because the poetry is for the people. The poetry's never been for the poets. And somehow poets messed around and just made it for ourselves, right? And then don't nobody know us but us, right? Don't nobody, I'm telling it, I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell it. And unfortunately, a poem, if I opened up a book and read one, it may touch one heart, but it's not touching another heart. So I got to figure out, the work for me is not to write a poem that will touch your heart. The work for me is to find out the material or the thing that does, and then put the poetry in that. Right? So I just decided, like, one day I woke up, we were in Chicago. It was like a bunch of degrees below zero. Everything was kind of shut down. It was just me and my computer. And I was like, I'm gonna put the computer down. And I'm just gonna make a poem with just different materials, right? And then I'm gonna explore all the materials that I can. I come from church, and it always, like, the first thing that amazed me about church was this minister giving this sermon, and then people start bucking. Somebody screamed, somebody started crying, another person started waving and shaking and putting their hands. I was like, ooh, I'm gonna do that when I grow up. God ain't got me preaching, he got me poeting. So I gotta figure it out, and I gotta figure out the ways. And this poetry has to be beyond pages. What you doing? You writing a comic book, and I know you from coming into a poetry organization, listen to Bob Boone talk to y'all on the couch. You with your ponytails, and I'm looking in there like, ooh wee. He is really schooling people just on the couch on Saturday mornings. But like the dedication, you and your cohorts. Where's Xavier? Xavier here, nephew in here?
No, but I see Demetrius.
Demetrius.
Yep. There's
Right.
Yep. There's a lot of the young people who are not so young anymore in here.
The fact that you all would get up however early y'all had to get up to make it to a poetry class to really just listen to somebody, old white man talk to y'all on the couch at 9 o'clock. And y'all know I didn't play with y'all. You come to my class, you better be there at 9 o'clock, because I'm here at 9 o'clock.
Right.
I don't play them games with y'all. But that dedication to that, right, is what poetry is. Right? The thing that makes you wake up to write the poem is the poetry, not the poem itself. The poem just
Write that down, somebody.
The poem just want to be heard.
Yes.
Poem ain't got nothing but one thing to do in life, is to be heard.
Yes.
And I tell you, from my understanding and my conversation with poems, like once they heard, they go sleep.
Yes.
They go bed now.
Yes.
I did what I had to do,
Right.
which was be heard. That's
Right.
all they want to do. But we as the poets, we have to live. We have to listen. We have to experience. We have to do we have to gather those stories that want to be heard. So and we have to, as poets, understand we can do that in so many other places.
Yes.
Outside of an open mic, outside of a book, we have to do this beyond the page. We have to walk. I was just telling this to Alderman Moore. The poets have to do the work and walking in all the rooms. And I'm going to do the very best I can with this laureateship to make sure poems go in a whole bunch of rooms. Even if I step in one and go, oops. I didn't see that, I swear. But I'm going to leave this poem right here.
Just gonna lead us for you.
I'm going to leave this poem right there
Slide out the door.
and go on about my business. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. Amanda is in the building. Look, Amanda told the story about the W9 once again. All right, I'm back.
Oh my God. Okay, so I have time to ask you one more question. I have
Yes.
to triage.
Yes.
A big part of what you're talking about is you have the pressure of being the first. You didn't even want to be the first, but now you're the first. You done messed around and been the first. So
I messed around.
what is the foundation you are trying to build for the next and the next and the next? And is there a particular lesson from your 2 decades of doing this work?
It's been 2 decades.
That's what they said. That's what they tell me. I was.
Shut the door.
You already told everybody about my ponytails, and so that takes you back to
then
about when it was.
you gotta go there.
So what are some of the lessons that you're bringing from that work, and what is the foundation that you're trying to lay for this as an institution that exceeds you after this?
Again, it's the lawyership, and then you got like one person named as a lawyer. But I keep telling people, I don't walk in the door by myself. Tina Howell is in here, Naima is in here, Kim Ransom's in here, Dr. Groove is in here. It's so many other poets. I'm from the open mic scene. Like this is still like unprecedented. And I'm from the open mic scene. We use poet laureates, academic poets and things of that nature. I'm from a straight up open mic scene. I didn't even put my name on the list the first time I read the list. Smokey, wherever you at, you already know what's going on. Smokey put Avery R. Young on the sheet because she knew had she just put Avery, I would have looked around and been like, oh, that's another Avery in the room? And he's going to be a poem. He's going to read a poem. I'm going to sit down. She's like, no, Avery R. Young. And I'm like, it's me. And then I read the poem. Kendall Lloyd says, where have you been? And I'm like, in Chicago. But I felt like immediately embraced by a community. And that's who I'm doing this for. I'm doing this with the community, right? I'm not separate from them. I hope to create a situation where I can garner some support and resources that we can open up other opportunities to other folk artists to create poems, songs, and artwork about the great people, places, and things about Chicago.
In the greatest city in the world.
In the greatest city in the world.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
That's right.
Ain't no skyscrapers greater.
That's right. That's right.
Man, skyscrapers greater. And I've been
right.
a lot of places, and I'm trying to tell you. I be looking at them like, I was like, okay, that's nice. That's nice. You want to yang, but you need to come to Chi-Town, and I'll show you a skyscraper.
Yes. Avery, the people are blessed today because they're going to get to hear you one more time. I do
Give you one
believe.
more time?
But I want you to know that I want to say in front of everybody how much I love you and how I would not be, how so many of us would not be here without you. And so I want to say thank you in front of everybody as my witness. Thank you, and I love you, and I'm so proud.
Eve, I ain't trying to do this with you. Oh my God. Hey. Oh, we gonna rep the West Side right now. The Madison joint, right? All right, I'm ready. Thank you all again for coming out. Give yourselves a round of applause. Earlier, the poems were Lament and a poem called Emmett Till, the remix. We're going into Madison, and then we're going to resurrect Fred. Is that okay? There's no sound in the drum joint, in the drum pad. There you go. All right, we ready? This is Madison, from Madison Avenue. Wrote this poem being on a number 20. Madison bus, got on at State, had to get off at Austin because I had to go to Oak Park River Forest for a writing workshop with Peter Kahn and them. And I wrote this song with this poem. Now on the avenue, I was drinking and thinking about not coming home no more. Him cheering wine come dudes, underwear covered bed, and daddy won't walk through the door. Mama's just a breeze, and to Lily that Millie ain't nowhere near sober. Wait, stop. I don't even want to do that song no more. Let's do Little Lily. 1, 2, 3, and hey, I'm sorry, she here. Where you at, Little Lily? Where you at, Little Lily? You gonna dance? You gonna dance with the firstborn? Hey. Hey, Little Lily. Some kinfolk don't mean to be slow. Mama, baby, going off to work. Now your house takes space. I said, hey, Lily, your kinfolk watch your baby daddy's come and go. Your baby daddy's too shaming on criminal to stay. You better dance, mama. Hey, Lily, don't think I've been in a fishing field. So made this song service you with sword. I said, hey, Lily, you know nobody gonna do you like Jesus. You know nobody gonna do you like the Lord. And to say, it's complicated. It's such an understatement. If we go to my favorite part, complicated. Now look here. Sit me down. I'm gonna tell y'all how the rest is gonna go. Y'all gonna get on y'all feet. I'm gonna tell you how the rest is gonna go. You just ain't gonna spend this time looking at me. Get on your feet. Put your hands together. Resurrect Free, y'all. 1, 2, 3, and let's go. December 4th, 1969. Chairman Fred sleep in this single bed. Come on, Jesus. Come on, Jesus. Jesus, Yahweh, Emmanuel, resurrect Fred. Woman get lonely, and children get hungry. Come on, Jesus, my Lord, resurrect Fred. And when them children get lonely, and woman take over hungry. Come on, Yahweh, Emmanuel, resurrect Fred. Hey, I be one E from free. I be one E from free. Hey, one E from free, my Lord, resurrected. Come right here, y'all. Come on, Jesus. Come on, Jesus. Come on, Jesus. My Lord, resurrect Fred. Oh, come on, Jesus. You did it for Lazarus. And for those who don't believe me in this building, and need you to resurrect Fred. Hey, anyone need from free? Yes, someone need from free. Anyone need from free? Hey, resurrect Fred. This is what y'all gotta say. Resurrect Fred. Y'all say that. Say that again, y'all. Fist like this when you say. Fist like this when you say. Resurrect, y'all say. Resurrect, y'all say. Resurrect, y'all say. Yeah! Said you would, my baby. Said our love was true. But as soon as I turn my back, baby, look what you're going to do. You got. Woo. I said you ain't really down. You're never true. You ain't really out. You made my soul burn his head, beginning to be my one desire, beginning to be all that matters to me. Let me tell you, girl. Y'all don't know not one word, black people. A little more love that's supposed to be true. I do think about you. That's why y'all know. It's think about you. She wakes up early in the morning just to do her hair, y'all, 'cause she cares now. Her day wouldn't be right without her makeup. She got her makeup. She's just like you and me, but she's homeless. She's homeless. As she stand there, y'all know the word. Do it again. La-da-dee-da. My name is Young, y'all. Chorus Party 2. Alfaro Jones on the drums. Justin Dillon on the laptop ministry. Ewing, I love you. The wonder we are, we should always seek. Sylvia Ewing, I love you. Thank you so much. First Lady, you already know. West Side.
One final applause for Chicago's inaugural Chicago Poet Laureate. Thank you for joining us for Poetry Fest 2023. If there's any budding poet laureates in the audience, we do have an open mic at 3 p.m. Thank you and enjoy the rest of your day in the best city in the world.